Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today, and today we have Bear with 920 versus Alistair on 1485. So Bear just outside the top 100, but Alistair quite deep into it, probably top 10, top 20 territory with that score. Opening hands are Bottomless, Dust Shoot, Grapha, Sirocco, and Armonite. So Vayu, Dupe Frog, Pot, Substitute, Moray, Death Frog, and Pot. So Frog OTK, which obviously Alistair has kind of popularised and has become sort of famous in the community for. So Alistair's won the Rock Paper Scissors. They're going to start with Moray of Greed, putting back the Dupe and the Death Frog. Draws into Salvage, Swap Frog, Brain Control. Nice, this is nice. Substitute now, going to bring out Swap Frog, Dump Treeborn and bounce back. Yep. And passing over. Okay, Bear draws into Caius, so they're going to start with Grapha, dump Sirocco, dump Vayu, go at battle and get him for 17. Yep. Sets both the Dust Shoot and the Bottomless now. Yeah, I guess they're not sure what they're actually on. Yeah, well, I guess if you see Moray, you kind of know they're on the Frog OTK stuff. Okay, so Treeborn going to come out in standby phase, going to go to main, that's going to get him up with a Dust Shoot. So they're going to be able to put back a Swap Frog now. Yeah, seeing the 3 pot is intimidating. So, going to Swap Frog now. Yep, dump the Flip Flop Frog. Bounce back to hand. Yeah, then we can salvage. Add back the Flip Flop and the Substitute. And then probably extra normal summon the Flip Flop and set it, right? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Flip Flop is a hell of a card. Okay, so draws into Plague, gonna pitch Plague for the Grapha, dump the Vayu. Vayu gonna go off now, summon out the Armed Wing. Yeah, this is just game, right? So yeah, you can stack for Plague, then you can normal the Caius. Yeah, maybe it's just Dark End and then, yeah, I think this is game. So Armed Wing and the Plague for the Dark End. Dark End destroy the Flip Flop. Tribute for, yeah. Yeah, and then they've got Armor Master on top. Yeah, okay. Yeah, really clean line to game for Bear there. I think one of the things you've really got to do whenever you come up against this Frog OTK deck is you've got to try and play just as aggressively. Because if you don't shut them down, they will OTK you. It's not a matter of like, can they? It's a matter of when can they. So, yeah, at least doing something like this is going to put you in the driver's seat. Getting rid of the Treeborn's nice as well. Okay, going into game number 2 now. Alistair's going to get to go first. So, opening hands are Armageddon Knight, Kaiku, Sirocco, Burial, and Dust Shoot. Not terrible, seeing some of the side deck. Salvage, Treeborn, Brain, Substitute, Swap Frog, and Dupe Frog. Okay, also really good. Let's see how it plays out then. So, going to pitch the Treeborn, special summon the Swap Frog, dump the Substitute. Yeah, going to start ripping through their frogs now. Yep. Setting up a soft dupe block. Imagine if they had the 3 pots in hand from last game. Okay. Yeah, so ending on the soft dupe block, draws into Heavy Storm, which isn't going to do anything here. Summon the Armageddon Knight, dump the Plague. Yeah, is that right? Would you dump the Plague or would you try and set up a Vayu for Sirocco later? Either way, I guess it's fine. So, sets the Dust Shoot. Standby phase, Treeborn going to come back. That's going to proc the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot's going to see the Dupe Frog and the rest of the hand. Put the Dupe Frog back. Yeah, Substitute now. I'm going to call it early. I think this is also game. So, okay, I'm wrong. Yeah, I was thinking There's probably some kind of like pot of avarice draw into something wild, like keep substitute in, salvage. You know, that's what I was thinking was going to happen here. But if Alistair didn't go for it, then it didn't exist. So, going to substitute now, bring out the dupe frog. So now we've got the hard dupe block. Draws into Dad. Dad is interesting. Dad is very interesting. I think if I'm Jerbear, they've just passed here. I'm at least throwing out one of these dark monsters and hoping that it gets clapped by like a Raigeki break or like a something. Because yeah, getting Dad online here will be really good. Okay, draws into the Raigeki break, which we just mentioned, ironically. So Treeborn Frog coming out now. This has got to be enough. Like, okay, Swap Frog going in. And then turn into Flip Flop Frog. I do know that Alistair, well, maybe they've moved on from it, but they were at one point playing the conversion side, so they might have sided out all of their like OTK stuff, and they might just be on the frog control stuff for game 2. So going to set the Flip Flop and pass. Going to draw into the Brain Con. Brain Con's alright. It doesn't do enough because there's 2 dupes up, but yeah, you could brain one of the dupes, tribute it for Sirocco. That would also maybe get another dark in. Okay, so gonna main phase, summon the Treeborn out, gonna Avarice now. Yep, Swap Frog, and Substitute, see what they get. Get Heavy Stormbreaker, yeah, so they have sided into some of their conversion side. Breaker is part of the conversion side. I think he plays 3. So Treeborn Frog. Yeah, Substitute. Swap it for Swap Frog Dump. Swap Frog Summon. Bring out Death Frog. Death Frog going to get into for 19. Yeah, it wasn't a Royal Oppression. I really think you have to try and like summon out some of this stuff and get it. Like, I know they've got Flip Flop, they can bounce, but like put them on Make a Mistake. Okay, gonna bring out the Plague now. Gonna brain control the Death Frog. This is Black Rose. Yeah, this is nice. Yep, really nice. Both the dupe frogs are going to get to search, but search will add. But this is kind of good enough because you've still got your normal summon, and Kaiku's going to be able to take out both Treeborns. Yeah, both Treeborns. Okay. Yeah, Jerbear's played this really nice. I've been talking about, you know, getting darks in rotation, all that kind of stuff, and actually this is just way better. They knew, I didn't know, they knew that they could wait for frogs to, you know, keep stalling out. I was expecting Alistair to OTK him. Sets the oppression now. Yeah, it's kind of wild that Breaker just handles this whole board. But apart from Breaker, you know, we'd be thinking this wasn't a good look for Alistair. So Heavy Storm now, bring out Breaker. Breaker gets a token, Swap Frog going to dump the Death Frog to come out, dumps the Unifrog, Brain Control, and that is going to be game. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay, going into game number 3 now, and Jerbear's going to get to go first. So opening hands are Pot of Avarice, Caius, Deep Prison, Mirror Force, Swap, Allure, Grepher, Armonite, Kaiku, Hamster, and Rota. So they are on the Hamster stuff, we haven't seen it yet. So going to start with Allure, picks up Deck Devi and Raiko. Would you not start with Rota to thin the deck a little bit? Because if you drew into Grepher or Armonite now, you'd feel like a bit of an idiot. Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, maybe the goal is actually just to use one of these for Allure and replace it. Okay. Gonna set the Hamster. Gonna set the Virus. Pass over. Draws into Crow. Yeah, so we're seeing the side deck cards come into play now. He has played the conversion side and he has converted quite hard into it. So Swap Frog, dump the Treeborn now. Try and get in. Gonna reveal it's a hamster, take the damage and summon the Raikou. Bounce the Swap Frog back to hand and pass. Yeah, draws into the dad. Okay. Draws into the dad. Wow. Yeah, so what's the play here? You can flip Raikou, see what it mills. You don't have to pop with it. This is 11, 13. Yeah, there's got to be something here. Let's see what Jer Bear sees. So, gonna go with Kaiku and Hamster. Gonna get in. Yeah, that's gonna remove the Treeborn Frog. Get him for 11. Okay. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is good. This is well played. This is a good effort from Jer Bear on the Vayu side. Gonna main now. Gonna swap Frog. Swap Frog, dump Treeborn. Yep. Yeah. Battle phase is gonna pop the Swap Frog and mill. Hits the Plague. Okay. Okay. Yes, they do get rid of that, and then they're going to be able to set their back row, which is going to stop the Kaiku from getting through. Oh, draws into a second one. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, wow. And they actually have roots into dad, so I think if I'm Jer Bear right now, just looking at the situation, I think I'm trying to rotor for an Armonite. Then I'm summoning the Greffer, pitching the Armonite and a Dark from deck, you know, Necro Gardener or, I don't know, something, Vayu, maybe. Then you're dropping the dad, you're clearing up the back row, and you're taking this game. Okay, yeah, I mean, 2 back rows really intimidating to play into. And the last thing you want to do is kind of use your normal and your special into a TT. That would be rough, so I completely understand why they're just going to go to battle here. That's going to get met with Mirror Force. How does this shape up the dark count? Yeah, so they can now rotor for the Armonite and still get to 3 darks. They're just going to set the Raikou. Raikou's a little bit risky here because it could take you off your dark count. Yeah, I mean, Plague obviously rotates itself actually, so I think this is fine. So, Frog's just passing, joining into Mirror Force now. Raikou going to take out the D prison. Oh, okay. Okay. Probably couldn't have asked for 3 better mills, a dark, and a setup for an armed wing. This one is over. Oh, it is over. Okay. So, Vice Sirocco. Yeah. Buy a lottery ticket, bro. Oh my god, yeah, I was just thinking the same. I mean, yeah, ultimately it kind of doesn't, the crow doesn't matter. So yeah, because they've got Plague that can kind of rotate itself out, and they've got more than enough cards in hand to stack one. So even if they crow the Vayu here, they're going to be left with 4 darks, and they're going to be able to Plague spread her out, bring dad down. Raikou's popped the back row anyway. There's no gauze, and obviously Jer Bear doesn't know that, but yeah, they're going to reveal the dad now. Oh no. Oh, Alistair's just left. Yeah, I mean, fair play. I'd be pretty tilted as well if that happened to me. By someone not even in the top 100. So by Alistair's standard, you know, Jer Bear might not be what he considers on his level, but by our standards, obviously these guys are really both quite skilled and high rated. Yeah, I can understand why Alistair would be upset with that. Really good game shown by the Vayu deck. Like, I think the Frog OTK deck is very intimidating. It's really kind of hard to know when the OTK is coming. Jer Bear did a fantastic job of reading when to wait, when to like slow roll it, when to not commit to the board, you know, and then when to go off. And I think that is a skill that, you know, I'm definitely going to have to work on. A lot of Edison players are going to have to work on as this Frog OTK deck becomes more and more popular. and it will become more popular. It's kind of, we don't see it as much on ladder now because it's difficult to pilot, but as soon as people put the time in, and as soon as they get good on this deck, they watch the Teach Me How to Cook videos with Fraser, they study the combo lines and how to kind of convert the side deck. This deck is going to be everywhere, it feels like. So we're all going to have to learn how to play against it, and Jer Bear clearly knows how to play against it. It helps that this felt like quite a good matchup for him. The way this Vayu deck is kind of built felt really good. Saw a lot of the side deck Kaikus, which is really impactful. But yeah, it was a rough ride for Alistair from kind of like the side deck cards on this side. But really, really good to see. I mean, this is kind of the top tier of Yu-Gi-Oh play that we're going to see in Edison format. Arguably one of the best decks, probably the best deck in my opinion, the Vayu deck, going up against arguably the most explosive deck, the Frog OTK deck. So a really good one to watch. But yeah, maybe Alistair is right. Maybe Jer Bear should go buy a lottery ticket.